Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Michelle Rambles. Normally I'm going to be using these videos as a chance to talk about things regarding voice acting, like warm-ups, and like the other one was criticism. But this time I thought I'd do something a little bit different because number one, I couldn't think of a good topic in time, and number two, because I haven't done a Q&A before, which is what I'll be doing here, and so I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do. So I went on Twitter and I asked people to ask me questions, anything they wanted to ask me about anything, and I got some amazing questions back, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for all your questions. I will be doing this again, so if I didn't get to your question or you didn't get to ask me one before I made this video, don't worry about it. I'm gonna be doing it again. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Yeah, a lot of people asked about how I got involved with the fandom, what the story is, and who was the person that asked? Oh, Stephanie asked, do you think you'll be involved once Lucas gets older? Okay, well, let me try to make this as concise as possible. So my son has been watching Thomas and Friends for a long time, probably ever since he knew he could recognize the TV for what it is. And it used to come on this channel we had called Sprout, and at the time they would show like the same 3 Sharon Miller episodes over and over. I know there was the one about James and Pink Paint, and then there was the one about Up, Up, and Away, and the one about the bubble liquid, which I think are 2 days. Yeah, it was those 3, over and over and over. I'm not kidding. This is why we got rid of Sprout. But when we did get rid of Sprout, we started watching the newer Brenner episodes on YouTube and Amazon, perhaps. And the first episode I saw was Last Train for Christmas. I was so impressed, and I was just so taken with it. And that was when I started really getting into Thomas on my own, independent of my son. It's special to me because it is something that I share with him. You know, he loves it and I love it and my husband loves it. And so it's just kind of something we can all do as a family, I guess. I didn't really get a chance to watch Thomas as a kid when it was still in the model format. Mostly because it just didn't ever come on when it was available to me. But so I just discovered it as an adult, and I was just really taken with what I saw. So I decided I'd look around and see if there was an adult fandom, because I know kids were into Thomas, but I was like, you know, there's like such a huge community for My Little Pony, there's gotta be something for Thomas. So I went searching on Google for adult Thomas fandom, and I found Sodor Island fan site, and I joined that. And then earlier this year I started doing voices on YouTube of the characters just for fun, and I started meeting more people on Twitter, and that's just kind of how it went from there. The rest is history, as they say. Lucas will get older, and he will probably move on from Thomas, I'm imagining. We are hoping to have another child, so I'm hoping that maybe the next child will be as interested in Thomas as Lucas has been. And I'm hoping that Thomas will always have a place in my life, whether or not I have a child that's actively interested in it, because I just love the show. It's just very calming for me. It's, like I said, it's endearing, it's fun, it's optimistic, it's helpful, you learn a lot, I don't know. So yeah, so that's the answer to that. Okay, so the Purple Beanie Baby. Hi, Purple Beanie Baby. He asks, what's your favorite fizzy drink, if you have one? If not, what's the craziest voice you can do? My favorite fizzy drink is carbonated lemonade, and the craziest voice I can do. I don't do this one very much. I did it once on Tumblr and nobody cared, but I'm still pretty in awe that I can do this voice. I think some of you may know Tom Kenny. He does SpongeBob among many, many, many other characters. He's one of the most prolific voice actors out there right now. And he does a character called the Ice King on Adventure Time, and it so happens that I can do the Ice King's voice to a certain extent, so.
Gunter, why did you goont my fries? I goonted them and they were mine. What kind of goonts is Gunter's fries? And doesn't even goont him in the eyes. Gunter, there were tears there. If you goonted them, would you even care? Gunter, do you even love me?
And that's my Ice King voice. I actually have a dog named Gunter, and he's over in the corner, and I think he may be freaking out because I'm singing his name over and over again. So there were a lot of questions as per what my favorite characters are, who they are. I'd have to say that at this point, my favorite character of the whole show ever is Gordon. Absolutely. Absolutely Gordon. He's such a layered character. He's so complex, probably because he's been around a really long time. I think he's a really fascinating character, and he's also hilarious. Even as he tries to be like serious and gruff and, you know, serious business, he's absolutely hilarious. So I love Gordon. I absolutely adore Gordon. Favorite female character of the show, that's a tough one. Marion was my favorite for a long time, and I think she still is. I think I'm gonna stick with Marion as my favorite female character. But there are some good ones on there, so that's a really hard decision. What are my thoughts on season 17 and season 19, season 20 and season... Oh wait, okay, there was a question about season 17 and season 18, and then 20 and 19 and 20. Okay. In a nutshell, I love all four of these. I think each season has a week, we'll have week episodes, in my opinion, that I find weak. But I think, all of these are from the Brenner era, and it's such a step up from what we were dealing with in the Sharon Miller era. And I just have to say, I love every single season. Season 17 is probably my favorite. There's a lot of really good ones in there that continue to be my favorite. But it's hard to choose because each one has really good ones. I really love I'm not specifying any season here. I'm just speaking out loud of seasons, episodes I can remember that I liked. But I liked Calm Down Caitlin, Gordon Runs Dry. I love Snow Plays Like Home. Oh, such a good episode. One of my favorites. Best Engine Ever. There's Marion in the Water Pipe. Anyway, it's I could be here forever going on about all the episodes I love, but all seasons are good. All seasons have their weak points and their strong points, but all of them are a huge step up from where the show used to be during the Miller era. Sorry, Sharon Miller, that's just the way it is. Favorite Thomas the Tank Engine merchandise range. It was Trackmasters for a long time. I think because I liked that they could just move by themselves. But I've quickly sort of fallen out of love with them, to be honest, and I've been drawn more to Wooden Railway. I think the fandom kind of turned me on to Wooden Railway. I used to not like it because of how expensive they were, but looking at them, I can see how well made they are, and how I think a lot of them are exactly to scale within the show. The Trackmasters are not like that. The Trackmasters like Gordon and Thomas are the exact same size, and that's not right, So we have a ton of Trackmasters, but I think I'm moving more towards Wooden Railway now. So you'll probably be seeing more of those in my videos and stuff. What is your favorite voice to do? This is one that I am probably never gonna get asked to do for a project, but I really love doing Victor's voice. I think it's just, I primarily just do it when I'm playing with Lucas, but I love his accent, and I just love the way he says things, and I love Victor's character, so probably him, But I also really like doing Caitlin's voice. She's a lot of fun too. Why did you decide to voice act as a career? Well, that's a long story. I've been around a long time, longer than most of you. I'm almost 30, so I've been around a long time, and I've tried a lot of different careers in the time that I've been an adult, all of which didn't work for me. All of which were put on hold when I got pregnant, and which was more than okay, because being a mom has been the best thing I've ever done, and it's been just I love it. I love being a mom. I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. And so that's my primary duty right now, is being a stay-at-home mom. But I realized that even after I have my next child, and after Lucas they both grow up, I'm gonna need something to do, I'm gonna need something to pursue, and I kind of always need something to pursue. But voices I've just kind of been doing my entire life. I've always done it to amuse friends and that sort of thing. I've always wanted to post videos, voice videos and dubs on YouTube. I've wanted to do that for years, ever since I saw people doing it, but I just never had the equipment. So I finally had the equipment, and I started doing it, and it's just kind of taken off from there. When I first started doing it, I didn't think anything would come of it, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's something that I think I really would like to do going forward, for projects, for anything really. it's just because the other thing is too is I love acting. I was in high school theater as a teenager, obviously, and my experience was not positive. It was not a great experience. So for a while I wanted to pursue acting in college, and I didn't for various reasons. I talked myself out of it, and I just thought it wasn't going to be a good experience, and now going back I wish I had done that. But now I'm finding a way to act. I'm getting to write scripts for our original series and get people to act them out, and that's just a dream come true for me. So it's kind of just, I don't know, I've kind of just walked into it. I've walked into an amazing opportunity, and I'm hoping that I can only go up from here. It's been a lot of fun. But even just doing this as it is isn't totally enough for me, because I'm having a great time. One lesson that I see pop up a lot in the latest Thomas episodes I've been watching, and that I think is a great concept, is the whole concept of being comfortable with yourself. You may think that someone has it better. You may feel like you're unfairly treated. You may feel like your talents aren't recognized. Or you may feel just intimidated in the shadow of someone else. Kind of like we see with Gordon and the Flying Scotsman, and then Emily with Caitlin. But everybody has their own strengths, and everybody has something unique they can bring to the table. So I kind of like that that's a concept on Thomas that often reappears. Sometimes I think it could be told a little better, but I think that's one of my favorite lessons that gets taught on there, is be comfortable with yourself. And the way that they tell it is just so subtle, and well, usually it's very subtle and not in your face, and something that kids can I guess easily process. And I like that. If you were to travel with one of your favorite characters, who would it be? I would have to say that I'd really like to ride in one of Gordon's express coaches. Whether or not he and I would get along for a long period of time is another story, but I would sure love to ride the express along and see the Sodrian sights pass me by. That would be really cool. Somebody also asked, what was it like to do Flora's voice in Matt Michaud's Enterprising Engines 93's original series? And I just wanted to say that it was a blast. That was a while ago that I did that, but I always enjoy doing voices for Matt and participating in the TCC or in his original series. And he's just a really great guy to work with. He's very reliable. He's very creative. He's just a really great guy to work with, and he always has amazing ideas, and he always gives great direction. And so just wanted to give a shout out and say he's amazing, as I'm sure many of you know. Crane fight, Cranky versus old Wheezy. Who is the survivor? I'd have to say probably Cranky, because Wheezy doesn't seem to have much control over his functions. So I think probably Cranky. Cranky's also bigger, a little bit more sturdy. So yeah, there you have it. Okay, so I guess that's about it for now. Thank you for all your lovely questions, and I hope to do this again in the near future. And thank you for giving me something to make a video about. I really appreciate it. And that'll do it for this video. Thanks, bye.